Hello everybody, it's your boy the Almighty Green Talons coming at you with a video based on today's events, or better yet, tomorrow's events if you will. But before I get right into the video, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to smash the likes and don't forget to comment after the video is complete, because the video today is about the key to victory against the Cowboys in Dallas. Okay, let's get right into it. After a horrendous loss last week against the 49ers, or should I say 41ers, 42-19, which was a debacle loss, a horrendous loss, and a effortless loss. Because one thing about me, I like teams that gives all their effort to winning, despite the loss. Now it would have been different if the record was 42-35 or somewhere in the 30s. If it had been somewhere like in the 28 and between 28 and 36, somewhere along up in there, I would have been more satisfied because at least they tried. So, but they didn't. They did well in the first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter. They did horrible. So you could say three-fourths of this loss, which was horrendous compared to the first quarter, somewhat of a effort. But the victory is not about that loss. It's about tomorrow's game against the Cowboys, Sunday Night Football, prime time. Okay. We already beaten this team already early in the season. And since then, the Cowboys have gotten better. Matter of fact, we played them the week before we went on our bye week. And that was a somewhat good of a victory because the Eagles should have blown out the Cowboys, and it was in Philadelphia. It was a home game. I forgot what the points we scored, bro. I know that it was somewhere in the 20s, and what I want to say. And the Cowboys had led an attempt to come back to win, but they threw the ball to CeeDee Lamb kind of like 5 yards away from the end zone. Luckily, we had 3 or 4 players in the end zone that came up and prevented him from scoring, and he lost the yard behind the 5-yard toss that was given to him by Dak Prescott. So that's how we won that game. But now we're going to a different story. The Cowboys have been winning games since then, but they have beaten teams subpar under 500. The only game that I can say that I give them credit on, but not much really for credit, I would say kind of like a 50, more like a 60. More like a 80 or 90, 30 or 20, somewhat of a victory. They played the Seattle Seahawks, who won their last game. Seahawks are now 6-6 because they beat them a week before, and they had a 10-day rest. We had since that time we have beaten the Buffalo Bills and lost to the San Francisco 49ers in those 10-day rest time. You know, I remind you, the Eagles' only rest was during the bye week. And they have been winning games since then up until the 49ers loss. I'm not exactly sure what the victory or key to victory is, but I can tell you this. In them games that the Eagles have, in those two or three games that the Eagles have played, they have had no efficiency of running the football. Now, this is something that as a team, that we as a fan base and teams for the longest have been plaguing this team to do. They have not ran the football with no efficiency. It's like when they run the football, they think they're running the football at a limited amount would do well for the passing game. That is not the case. If you don't efficient or consistently run the ball in all 4 quarters of the game, you are not going to win no football game. And the Eagles have gotten away from that. And they have realized between Nick Sirianni's first season, they didn't run the football well. But when they when he passed the play calling duty to Shane Steichen, who is now with the Indianapolis Colts and doing real well over there. He had the winning record over there with the Colts, and it's up for coach of the year. You know what I'm saying? So but anyway, when he gave the play calling to Shane Steichen used his best talent on the field. That's coaching. When you use the talent that you got on the field to the best advantage, you take advantage of it. And that's what he did with the Eagles when he was here. They ran the football. The Eagles became the #1 running team or rushing team in the NFL in their 9-8 game that they played the regular season, getting to the playoffs, lost in the first round to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, went on to win the Super Bowl that year, which was 2 years ago to be exact. Well, 3 years now, because you count 21, 22 this year, and 3 years ago. So 3 years ago. And they ran the ball in Tampa Bay, but not well at it. Because Tampa Bay defense was stifling the run when they did. So, and then the only team, when the Eagles at that time became the #1 rushing team in the NFL, the only team that stopped them from running the football was the New York Giants. And then they ran the ball, played New York Giants in the second time, and beat them running the football and passing. So that is the formula of success. And we all know when you run the football, you have successful in passing the ball. And Hurts have been holding on to the ball way too long in these last several games this season. You can't hold on to the ball very long. If the play is not open downfield, throw the ball away. And he has had a terrible time in doing that. So that is an Achilles heel for a loss, which means that you're looking downfield to see who's open and trying to get the ball out. If it ain't there, throw the ball away. And if a defensive end or tackle, someone getting at the bottom of your leg for a tackle, when they go for a tackle, if there's a player downfield, throw the football downfield at the receiver foot where you won't lose no yard. Because see, when you get tackled behind the line of scrimmage, you lose yards. And you lose yards, which means negative plays. Negative plays lead to negative plays on the next play, which means you put the defense in bad position to stop the opposing team on offense. So that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the offense doing this once again. And I gotta admit, these games that the Eagles been playing, they've been playing horrible all season. And I made it in a video recently. I was saying that the Eagles gonna be playing the way the rest of the year, and it's true, they have. But their plays had came back and finally bit them in the ass with the 49ers. The 49ers played a very efficient game, defense, offense, special teams. Good play called on that side of the field. The Eagles got out-coached, got outplayed, got manhandled, and like one of my boys said on the video, my man Weezy, that's my man there, you know what I'm saying? They came and they shitted on the Link Financial Field. They shitted. They made the Link their personal toilet bowl with plenty of shit paper in the awake. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that. We can't be allowing these teams to come into the Link and shit on us. We can't keep doing that. That needs to be put to a halt at some point. Excuse me. So this Cowboys game is an away game. It's in Dallas, and it's at their stadium, or should I say, Jerry's World is what they're all calling it. This is a game we have to win. We 10-2. We can't afford any more bloopers, any more blunders. Can't afford any more interceptions, turnovers. We can't afford none of that. But I gotta admit though, the last 3 games, Hurts had not thrown a single interception. I admit that. But you do have 10 picks for the season. Something needs to change. It really has. And it play calling, it stinks right now. Offense, defense, it stinks. Sean Desai though gets kind of a pass, because he's playing with a checkerboard defensive backfield, and I mean the linebackers and the DBs. He's playing with a checkerboard defense. His only outlet is the front four, and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis have not been hitting home lately in these last 3 games. They have not been hitting home. They have not. The last sack Carter got was against I want to say against Buffalo. That was his last sack. Jordan Davis only got 2.5 sacks for the season. He was on pace. He was on pace for at least 6 sacks. But the way it's looking now, he may be on pace for 4 sacks, which would be still kind of good, but not the 6 sack total that a lot of people was expecting from him. Carter, on the other hand, I think Carter had 5.5 sacks, maybe 6 sacks on that, and he's still on pace to make Rookie of the Year, but he has hit the rookie wall. He's hit the rookie wall, which means that you are tired, you're playing more snaps than what you should play. Teams have got a little handle, in a sense, on you, and that's what I've seen in the last few games. Teams have been able to handle Carter lately. They've been double team and triple team. So when you get double team and triple team majority of the games, especially against a good offensive line, it ain't nothing much you can do, because you can't keep pushing between 3 guys. You can't keep pushing between 2 guys. You need what they call single up coverage against a guard or against a center, so you can hit home on these players. But if you can't hit it, if you keep getting double team and triple team and damn near every game, even though that's called commanded respect, which is fine, but it can wear on the body in the long run. So let's hope and pray in this game against the Cowboys that Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter get back on track, get inside the offensive line, get behind these guys for sacks and tackles for loss. We need their help, because you can't depend on Sweat all the time to hit home, because Sweat is seeing some double teams too. And then you got my man Haason Reddick. Haason Reddick is commanding more double teams than Sweat. Cause Sweat, Reddick. I think Reddick got a sack last week against the Cowboys. He got that only sack, and then someone got a sack as well, but it wasn't Sweat. I think it was Graham. I think Graham had the second sack in that game. But like I said, we can't keep playing like this. We can't be like this all the time, because now the playoffs are getting closer and closer. And the Cowboy game is vital. And the next game is going to be in Seattle, another road game. Because back-to-back road games, that could be murder as well. Because Eagles got to travel from the east all the way toward the west to get to Seattle. And that can wear and tear on you in a sense, in somewhat of a sense. So something got to change. And our DBs, now Slay, for some reason, cannot take criticism. I thought he could, but he can't. Seth Joyner this week has smashed the entire defense. He really did. And what he said was the absolute truth. Nobody's not tackling. It's like they letting opposing offensive lines confuse them. Whether they're not reading plays to a point where they keep making tackles. Because if you look at the game against the 49ers, Debo has had a lot of rushes. Debo got 2 rushing touchdowns and he got 1 receiving touchdown. And the other touchdowns came from Ayuk. One came from Kittle, and one came from what's the other boy name? The other the running back, McCaffrey. McCaffrey has 1 touchdown receiving and 1 rushing. Debo had 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Kittle has 1 passing, and Ayuk has 1 passing. So you have to look at the fundamentals of football and get back to the basics, because this is what it comes down to. We can't afford no more losses. We even though we still number 1 in the division, in the division and in the conference, We can't lose no more games because we do. We're going to be a road team. And I've always have said this. Maybe the Eagles do need to be on the road for once. Maybe they do. Maybe if they be on the road, maybe they'll be a little bit more consistent. Maybe they will be. I mean, I don't wish my team to be a road team, but the way they're looking, the way they're looking, they've been playing as of late, that's going to come to a reality. So the Eagles on defense gonna have to learn to tackle. They got to tackle. Luckily, we got Darius Leonard, but Darius Leonard, how good of a linebacker is he? This is a guy that had back-to-back back surgeries last season, back-to-back back surgeries. That can wear and tear on a person. They said he's healthy, but he hasn't played in the full game in approximately 1 week. He hasn't played. So is he in good shape to make foreign tackles? Because this is a guy who can tackle, but he can't afford to bend his back while tackling. Because if he does, he might strain that back again. So he might see some snaps, some limited snaps, but we will see how that goes in tomorrow's game against the Cowboys. Now, a lot of people have been chewing out Nicholas Morrow. Let me let you people out there know something right quick. Week 1 to week 8, Nicholas Morrow have been making plays. You know why he been making plays? Because he have had some he have had some linebackers to help him out. Cunningham went out. He missed 2 games. He missed the 49ers game and the Buffalo game. He got busted or exposed in the Buffalo game. He got exposed in the 49ers game. When you can't tackle in space, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt the defense, which means the back end of the defense got to make a tackle. Got to. But by that time, that person had been getting the first down. Nicholas Morrow is not no coverage linebacker. He is not no in-space tackling linebacker. This is a guy who runs downhill to make tackles. He can go sideline to sideline, but he can't tackle nobody in space. That's not his forte. This guy has the ability to blitz. He has the ability to tackle while going downhill. That's his formula. He is not no space-eating linebacker. He's not an off-ball linebacker. He is not a coverage linebacker. The only coverage linebacker the Eagles got is Cunningham. Cunningham is a coverage linebacker, but he's not an off-ball linebacker. Darius Leonard is a coverage linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, and he can also tackle in space. Those are Cunningham and Darius Leonard's forte. These guys can coverage in space. They can cover. Nicholas Morrow is not a coverage linebacker. That's his only weakness. Sean Desai in the last 2 games against Buffalo and 49ers have put this man in bad position to make plays. That is not his formula. The guy cannot cover in space. I don't understand why people are chewing this man out. He is not a coverage linebacker. A lot of Eagles fans have been chewing him out about it. That I need to cut him, put him on waivers. I mean, why? He's the experienced linebacker the Eagles have up to this point. The man can only tackle downhill and sideline to sideline. That's his forte. That's what he's built for. He is not a coverage linebacker. That's Cunningham and that's Darius Leonard's forte. So when you're weak at linebacker, and then you cut Chris Ellis. Chris Ellis was cut, and then he didn't pass waivers. He actually got picked up by the Patriots. The Patriots picked him up. Now, that's a blow in the special team unit, and it's also a blow in the backup linebacker unit. So now the Eagles you got to figure out what they're going to do because they're missing a key special team linebacker and a backup linebacker. That's what they're missing now. So him missing is definitely going to hurt the rotation as far as linebacker concerned, which means that Sean Desai now it got to come up with some kind of play, some kind of way to use Leonard, Morrow, and Cunningham. That's going to be his forte in this game against the Cowboys. Because Chris Ellis hurt. He really hurts. He hurts bad. The secondary. Darius Slay, you should have kept your mouth quiet, bro. Seth Joyner was right. Listen to what the man had to say and use what he said to your motivation to go out and make these tackles. Because he's right. You didn't do many tackling in this game. It's like you're afraid to hit. And I agree with him 100%. I mean, you can say you tackle, that's fine. You can say you want to see your kids, that's fine. All that is fine. But you got to stop the opposing offense. That's your job. That's what you're paid for. The only person that didn't say much was Bradbury. Bradbury kept his mouth shut. He's the only player, so I can't say anything about Bradbury. But I will say this. Y'all didn't allow many pass plays against the 49ers. It's like they avoided y'all too. So that's the only good thing that's going against y'all, or going for y'all. But against y'all, bad tackling. The only person doing some hitting was none other than the number 32 himself, Blankenship. He's the only one that's been doing the hit. Only one. But he did get exposed in some of those plays against the 49ers as well. You know what I'm saying? All these mismatched chess piece secondary, it's not going to work. Not going to work. Something has to change. Literally. Now, to the offense. Guys, we need better protection. We need better protection. Hurts last week had got popped, got hit, sacked twice, and got pushed out of bounds, and no one didn't come to his defense, which should have been a penalty. We need better protection, guys. Better protection, because we can't afford this man to get hit. This man needs to have plenty of protection where he can get the ball out, or he can see the field and get the ball out to his receivers or to the running backs. Because the Eagles are now forced to run the football better than ever, which is what they should have been doing earlier in the season. They wouldn't run the ball much. They really wasn't. On time that they ran the ball efficiently, well, actually they did. Week 1, all the way up until week 1 up until I think week 4 or week 5, someone off, and they ran the ball real well. But they stopped running the ball completely. And that would left Hurts to get exposed to all these hits and sacks and tackles. This man is over double-digit tackle, over double-digit sacks for the season. He really is. And that needs to change. That needs to change. Decided to call a better game on defense. John need to call a better game on offense. We need better play calling. We really do. Because if we don't, the game against Cowboys will be a loss, and we're going to drop from number 1, number 5. Because the 49ers are sure best to win their next game come this week coming. They're more likely to win that game, but somewhere along the line, they're going to stumble. But right now, they play this week, and they're going to win. So we need to stay up on them. We need to stay up on Detroit. Because them two teams are 9-3 currently. They really are. So the play calling goes on Brian Johnson. He needs to call better play calling. And from what I've been hearing, they're saying Nick Sirianni has his fingerprints on the play calling. If that's true, that explains why their team playing the way they're playing offensively. And that is not good. That's not good at all. So, I know I'm talking a lot, y'all, but this is all information that I got all week long. 49er fans still talking. They still upset. I don't understand why. And then you got what's his name? Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, whatever his name. One of them Bosa boys that play for the 49ers and talking trash about the Cowboys need to watch the film when they pay them and use that footage against Jalen Hurts. That's not gonna make a word of a difference, because a lot of teams have played Hurts differently this season. A lot of teams defense have played them. They ain't paid them the same. They've been playing them differently. If you go from week 1 to the week we played the 49ers, y'all all played him differently. So you just can't sit up here and say that your formula for the 49ers to the Cowboys going to work against them. It's not going to work. They don't play. It doesn't work that way. Every team creates different ways to stop opposing offenses. That's how it works. So your formula or your crap that you've been talking is trash. Matter of fact, you are trash because since in back-to-back the Eagles played you, you have not had a single sack on our quarterback. So who's trash now? Right. Anyway, as I was saying, Hurts needs better protection. He really does. If we don't get it, we lose. We can't afford that boy getting hurt because he is our offense. If he get hurt, we can't depend on Mariota to come in to play because he could do more run. He could do more run than passing. And it's funny, but it's sad. So that means that in next year's draft, the Eagles gonna have to pick. Eagles gonna find themselves a quarterback that is quite similar to Hurts. And if Hurts get hurt, because Mariota is not that guy. He is really not that guy. You wonder why he bounced from team to team? That's the reason why. He is not that guy that you could depend on to save the day. That's not him. So I know I've gone beyond this speaking about the draft, but it's the truth. If the shoe fits, wear it. So that's my key to victory, y'all. I mean, this video is actually a rant, and it's also some keys that need to be used to protect Hurts, where he can complete the ball, get it out of his hands, where he can avoid less hits and less sacks. Open up some running lane for the running backs, because I believe that number 0 is going to get a lot of touches in this game. This is a guy who should get 15 to 20 touches per game. The more touches he gets, the stronger he gets. And I don't understand why they have not seen that. He is a good back. Right now he has 700 yards rushing, which is quite surprising considering the amount of balls that he's been receiving as of late. He had 700 yards rushing. I think three or four touchdowns in the end zone. I think he had a couple of them passing. Gainwell is not that guy. He's more of a receiving back than a between the tackles back. Then you got Penny, who we have not played none this season, and for the life of me, I don't understand why he had not seen the field. I don't understand. So he needs to be used. So that's my formula for the offense. Defense is simple. Tackle. Tackle, tackle, tackle. Front line, second line, third line. Tackle, tackle, tackle. And that's it. That's the formula for the defense. We are ranked, we are below 25 in defense, and somewhere like in the top, and somewhere damn near 20 on offense. That's bad. That is bad. Those statistics need to change this week coming against the Cowboys and going forward. We got to get back in the top 10 in offense, back in the top 10 in defense, if we are to go all the way to the Super Bowl, to have home field and to have a first round bye. We're going to need to be top 10 in both categories. We're going to need it. Because if we don't become top 10 in those categories, we're not going very far. We're going to be a first round exit at home against a team that's not that good against us. And that's a shame to say, but it's a reality. So that's it. Defense, tackle, tackle, tackle. Offense, protect Hurts where he can complete his balls to his receivers, to his tight end who got coming back this season. And we're not quite sure about Ertz, because Ertz is still searching for a home. So we can't wait for Hurts right now. We can't wait for Ertz right now. Running game needs to be on point. Agent 0 or Width need at least 15 to 20 touches to help this offense move. You run the football more, Teams are gonna bring up to 5 to 7 guys to stop the run where he can pick the ball downfield on one-on-one opportunities. That's what it's gonna come down to. That's all the offense need to do. Run the football, protect Hurts, let Hurts see the field more where he complete the ball downfield to his tight ends or to his receivers. Because the last 3 or 4 games he has not been seen the field because we have lacked to run the football. And that's all I got to say. So you guys enjoy your Saturday, and I will see you guys hopefully with a victory Sunday night against Dallas Cowboys. Peace.